Ooh, we everywhere. Hold up. There we go. Oh, you're muted, Sharita.
Yep. And where's Martin?
I don't know. Martin, where you at?
Blackout.
He'll come back around. Go ahead and do your thing.
No doubt. Hey, everybody. What's going on? This is Sharita C.W. Dela Cruz, and this is the Middlepage Podcast, and these are my folks. Oh, look at that.
Poof! In the building.
We got Veep, our usual suspects, Martin and Veep, and of course, we got Carla in the house tonight, standing in for Sunshine.
What's going on, Miss Carla?
Hi, everybody.
Hello. Well, I want to say that the middle-age consensus, that's what we are. I think that will be our name, the middle-age consensus. I do too. It sounds very regal.
It does.
Yeah.
All right. But check it out. Tonight's topic is exploring situationships. I think that maybe as middle-aged folk, we might have inadvertently found ourselves in something like that once or twice and not even know it because it's such a new age term. I went to the Urban Dictionaries where I thought I was going to find the definition, but it's literally a dictionary definition for situationships now. So because it's a real thing, like Time Magazine has written about it, CNN has written about it, Men's Health has written about it, Good Housekeeping has written about it. So it's a real thing out here in these streets. Situationship. It's a plural noun. Situationships. A romantic or sexual relationship that is not considered to be formal or established. So it means somebody that's not your man or not your woman. Y'all just in a thing, but it just happens to mimic or mirror what a relationship would look like. What are you guys' thoughts? Maybe about a minute or so each about what a situationship is. And then we'll get into some terms on to see if people are actually what like 15 things that let you know that you're actually in a situationship. So let's start with our guest Carla. Well, she ain't a guest, she family. Let's start with Sister Carla.
All right.
Oh well, hey. First of all, thank y'all for having me tonight.
Of course.
Appreciate it. As a veteran of situationships.
What?
I would like to say it's a real thing, definitely. And I think the older you get, the more you lose your taste for being in one.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's something you do more so when you're younger. And you are not settled into who you are and know who you are. I think the older you get, now I know a lot of people who are my age and doing the situationship thing, but not me, because I did it for a long time. I was in an 8-year situationship.
Ooh. Wow.
And it was totally, if I was to tell y'all, the main thing you need to remember is that I think people get into situationships because they're a safe place for them in some kind of way, you know. And it's not that you don't date other people, because I dated other people, he dated other people, but
you just can't hold that person that you really, really feeling accountable for nothing.
And it's just, you know that person and they know you, but you don't. Somehow, some way, something will not allow y'all to commit to each other.
Mm-hmm.
It seems like the time when y'all want to do it is off. Like he want to be committed, and you like, no, hell no. And then when you want to be committed, he like, I'm Gucci. I'm good right now. Doing this how we doing it. So you never meet in the middle.
Mm-hmm.
And then eventually, somebody just has to be strong enough to say, I deserve better than this.
Right. I can't keep doing this with you. Yeah. Doesn't look like Martin is ready to speak.
I have a new word for that though.
What?
Situationships become complicationships.
Yes.
Complicationships, yeah.
That sounds complicated.
in all sorts of ways, right?
Yes, because it could be feelings get involved. And like you said, you free to date other people, and this is where the dating aspect takes place. When you meet someone, you tell that person what you're looking for straight up instead of allowing it to manifest, and then one person thinking that it's something else, and then you thinking that it's something else, and then at some point in time, y'all both doing whatever it is and not letting go, and you continue to go on with the situationship, and then at some point in time, because like Troy and Sharita could tell you, like it comes where you have to value your space. How much space are you trying to value? You know what I'm saying? Because if you allowing your situationship to complicate your space, and you saving your space for something, saving it for down the line or the future, then you have to be, you gotta be at the point, like you said, Carla, that you gotta break it off. You know what I'm saying? It could be, it's good, wise there, but at the same time, are you or the both of y'all doing anyone any justice? You know what I'm saying? That's something that you just have to really constantly think about, and your happiness. You know what I'm saying? Your happiness and your safe thinking, because boom, I could date before I want to date, but then you still got this system here that you're still dealing with, and you're all caught up with it. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, like that song by Usher, Caught Up. You know what I'm saying? So it's good for you. That's why I call it complicationship, because it's complicated to the max.
I hear you.
Too much.
Elliot Jackson says, I think that after people get out of a crazy relationship, the situationships are perfect. But I guess that depends on the individual.
Absolutely, because it sounds like a rebound. And rebounds typically... And wait a minute, Troy. We didn't get your take. We didn't get your input, Troy. Hold on. We can't go no further. You're not gonna escape.
Right.
Well, I was gonna say, me personally, I don't really know of any because I was in such a long relationship prior to now. So, I've been in a relationship so long. What was the last dance that was hot then? The Running Man? I don't know. It's like, I don't know. I'm saying,
sorry.
It's been a bit.
Last century ago.
But hold up. We have someone else.
But I know married people in situationships.
That is true.
Real quick. Hold on to that right there, Carla. That's our friend Prop Joe. He said, I think it's a matter of convenience. Usually people break them off when they're no longer convenient. And that's what I was going to say. I think situationships are advantageous, which segues to what Carla was just about to say. A lot of married people are in situationships. I don't even know how that works. Me personally, I can't do situationships because I'm a long-time relationship type person. There's no gray areas. It's like what that girl said. It was a meme or either a reel. She said, if I see you 3 times, we go together. Or who said that? You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
But I like the idea of romance and being in relationships, and situationships don't afford you that. But sometimes people can reel you in, and next thing you know, you 8 years into a thing or a decade into a thing. You might even have a kid with your situationship. But that's what I'm saying. Some people are so slick.
And they know your family, and you know theirs.
They've been to church with them. I don't want to go to church by myself this week. Well, I'll go to church with you. And do all kinds of things, up to and including sharing gifts on holidays, up to and including going to the fireworks on the 4th of July, up to and including, you know what I'm saying, coming to family meals, but you ain't my man. You're not my woman. That's psychological right there.
It's crazy, and in the end, it makes you feel crazy.
Yeah,
absolutely. It's the ultimate gaslight, right?
Yeah.
So Ms. Lena, hello. I'm sorry. Ms. Lena said, "What up, y'all? Question: does dating someone long distance that you've never met count as a situationship?" Thoughts?
If it's not official, it would be considered that. If it's not official,
like you're just playing the idea.
I love her question. That question was
deep. It was deep.
Yeah.
Okay, but yeah, because that was my situation. My person doesn't live here, but we still made room to see each other. And so my thing is, I said my person. He's not my person anymore. But I was married. I was with the same man for 17 years, and then I was out here in the streets, and I was like, and then for a long time I didn't deal with anybody, and then so when you start kicking in with somebody and you like, oh,
just like Elliot said,
fun.
yeah,
and then you intend for it to be like a time or two situation, and then
next thing you know,
you like, what? But then it's crazy because y'all fight and fuss and argue like a married couple. You go on trips, like I said, you're around each other. You get red in this thing, but you're not together, and it's like it's the most ridiculous thing ever.
Like if he don't call you all night, give you the good night text or the good night phone call, you don't hear from him until midday the next day. Where you been? Minding my business.
Oh no, I mean I might not hear from him for weeks, and then it'll be hot and heavy for 2 weeks, and then I don't see him again for months. It was that kind of crazy.
That had to leave a hole in your heart.
It did, and that's why I finally got out of it. Because
may I ask you a question?
Yeah.
Were you in love with him, or was he in love with you, or were y'all severely infatuated?
I don't know. I mean, I know I loved him. I think he cared for me a lot.
Did y'all get jealous of each other?
Yeah, but no, and yeah. And he had an alternative lifestyle, which adds another notch to the whole thing. He was into swinging. I wasn't.
Oh my!
But I was into. But I knew all his friends, his little swinger friends, and we were all cool with each other. And you can't be with anybody safer than a swinger.
Because they got no lies to tell.
And they stay getting tested. They stay strapped up.
Mm-hmm.
And I know that sounds crazy to somebody like, you were with a swinger. I was, and I felt safe with him. Once upon a time.
Understood. Hey, let's get that comment that Elliot gave, because he's being very active here.
Yes, he is.
Shouts out to Elliot. You don't want to hop back into a real relationship after being in a bad relationship where we're beings that crave other people. Absolutely.
Yeah, that's true.
And he says, if I'm in a situationship, I don't want to do any of the things you just talked about. We do the do and move on.
But then that's not a situationship.
That's a booty call.
Benefits. That's different.
Yeah.
A situationship is you really actively are doing stuff like a couple, but y'all are not a couple. Your friends know that person. Your people know that person. They come to things.
What is it like auntie and uncle be like, that's my friend.
Yeah, that's my friend.
That's auntie's friend.
That's auntie's
friend. Follow Prop said, I agree with Elliot. My definition of the topic is smash and grab. Can y'all clarify the term?
Okay, let me give you the textbook definition of situationship. A romantic or sexual relationship that is not considered to be formal or established. All right, so it mimics a romantic relationship or a sexual relationship, but it is not established or made official.
That's kind of like imitating the thought of a real relationship, but not actually a relationship. Just have all the tendencies of it. You know what I'm saying? You're doing things that a normal relationship would consist of, but not exactly.
And as soon as it get too deep, you ain't my girl. You're not my guy.
Right.
We're not like that. We're not like that. Why are you tripping? It's not like that with us.
The main thing is y'all don't really be on each other's social media. Even though
you don't take pictures.
Pages, you'll see y'all in the same place at the same time. People like,
Both of you put up your location, but you don't put the same picture together. But Janet and Bill, we know they're in a situationship, but they don't never. It's crazy. It's psychological.
I've done it, and it does. And not only that, but it makes you feel like, what's wrong with me that he don't want to be with me? Like, after a while, because at first you don't care. That's the thing about a situationship. At first, it's a fun thing, but then as you start to like the person and develop feelings for them, and y'all, establish a real relationship, because it's not. You're not together, but you are together. I mean, he even actually told me, he was like, "You my lady, but just not in the conventional sense."
Listen, that's if you don't mind me saying, that sound like player talk.
That's some bullshit. That's what it was. So
it's fine. let me say this real quick. This is coming from mindbodygreen.com. If there's some emotional investment, but you're unsure where you stand, chances are you're in a situationship. The connection may also feel circumstantial, convenient, uncommitted, uncertain, ambivalent, and potentially non-monogamous. Whoa, all those synonyms. Because the situation typically exists in a murky territory. It's also common to experience apprehension where you're not obligated to share much. You may hold back everything, vulnerable, which can leave the other person anxious and frustrated about what's going on. To be clear, situationships are label free, right? Situationships versus dating. Dating and situationships can look and feel the same, but because the parties aren't labeling their relationship, the difference is with dating. Here we go, Elliot. The difference is between no, that was Lena. The difference is with dating, there's typically an implicit expectation that you're exploring some romantic potential. And if you're willing to have the conversation about what it means when feelings get deeper. In situationships, you may act like you're dating, but there are no established conversations about what's going on. It's fragile. If you start talking about where do we stand, where do we go from here, or you accidentally say I love you while you are in an intimate moment, but you're in a situationship, it's like, what you mean? Why you say that to me, or what have you?
Craziness.
Any of that sound familiar to y'all?
Yeah, Sharita, to your point, which you were saying that how a person may say I love you, and when they say it, they kind of like really be expecting the other person to say it, and
they be like,
and the other person doesn't say it, then they be like, okay, did I do something wrong? Did I do something wrong?
Yeah, you did. You crossed the bounds.
Then you start questioning all your thoughts and all your, how far you went, should I went that far, and everything like that. So it's like I said, complication.
It's tough.
Or you both say you love each other. It's just not enough to say I'm gonna be with you.
Yeah.
So check this out. These are 14 red flags to let you know that you're in a situationship. Number 1, there's been no definite relationship convo. Like you just there, right? You're doing girlfriend and boyfriend activities, but you've both stated that it's casual. You mutually state that there's nothing to this but to do this, but we're doing everything that relationships do. You haven't integrated into each other's lives meaningfully. You haven't met their family, friends, or colleagues. And see, we know the toxicity of relationships that happen to be situationships, because you end up going to like I said, a situationship I was in. I went to church. I was going to church with the guy. You know what I'm saying? And it was just crazy. I felt crazy. How am I praising God with you? And this is a situationship. It was crazy. It was absolutely crazy. Going to family functions, like, girl, messy.
I was like that because when I lived in Savannah, I was dating somebody from Florida, 2 hours away. Like, and I found myself like going there more than the person comes here, and all of a sudden, she started acting weird and not really like. What did she want? She wanted this, but she didn't. So I kind of like at the time I just like it was cool for a minute, but then after a while I was like, you know what? Hey, I'm not going to continue to invest in this You know what I'm saying? Because if you're not sure what you want, everything we did was cool, whatever the case may be. But at the same time, I get annoyed quick. So therefore, but I have learned to, as I have gotten older now, I've learned to be more subtle and have more patience and more clarity and understanding to where me as a person is going. You know what I'm saying? Because back then, in going through all of that, it's fun. You know what I'm saying? My family tells me this all the time. Oh, you should go out and date and stuff. And I was like, okay, that's fun and good, but I don't want to date a field of, I want to say a field of women, a bunch of women. I don't. It's just at the same time, it gets tiring because you don't have the time and energy to be romancing and wooing.
Remembering names and instances and.
You ever see? I forgot the name of the movie with what's the girl name? She married to go to Wayne Wade right now. And
Gabrielle Union.
Gabrielle Union.
And she was on a date and the dude was like rapping and
so you can play that game.
You know what I'm saying? I never met the fool the girl. So me, I can't, because my family, they tell me that all the time. And I was just like, I did it for a while, but I get bored with it. I be like, I've just never been that single type of guy just to go out there. I'm just kind of like a patiently waiting type of, you know what I'm saying? It's like a lion in the jungle. I wait until I find my prey, then I attack. You know what I'm saying? That's just how I am. Not in a vicious type of way.
I was about to say that didn't sound subtle
kind
at all. That didn't sound subtle at all. It sounded very predatory. And he said it deliberately too.
Exactly what he meant to say.
No. I'm not saying it like that. It's just being patient in a sense. You know what I'm saying? So it's like a line.
I understand.
Tell him, Martin. I said what I said. What I said.
And mind you,
being in a situationship turns you into a player. It make you be on some. I ain't even. And now I'm just like, I be looking at me and like.
Oh yes, she has been.
That's good right there, Prop Joe.
Oprah been in a situationship for decades. Is the idea always a bad thing?
They're together.
Who said?
They do. They say they're together.
Stedman said it.
He says, "This is my lady." I've heard him say it before.
Okay, that's dope. Because I had never seen them say that.
Hell, he living in a mansion.
And people sleep on Stedman, but he got a job. He got degrees. He got some money.
Yeah.
So like, I'm just saying he's not mooching off of her. I'm just saying people
keep him around, baby.
People be thinking that he mooching off of her. No, but that man has ambition on his own. That's another episode we're gonna have. We're gonna talk about. I think that's gonna be toward May. We're gonna talk about relationships and breadwinners and stuff like that. And typically the way we grew up, we saw the man making the money, and now things have changed. And men wash the dishes and cook. Women go out and make money. They're house dads and stuff now. I want to talk about that on another episode. But anyway, we're here exploring situationships with the folk. Let's see. You don't make meaningful promises about the relationship or the future is a red flag in situationships. There's been no indication of intent to commit, and you're physically close, but not emotionally close. But see, we know these things to be untrue because the types of situationships that these might be the young people. I don't know. The seasoned situationships, you dang near cohabitating. You got clothes over there. He got clothes over there. You're emotionally vested in things of that nature. I mean, these are the things that I've seen. I mean, of course, my situationship experience didn't go that far, but there are things that I've heard in regard to situationships, which is why I really wanted to do this particular show, is because we need to kind of break up the facade about it. You know what I mean? And like Carla stated in the beginning, that's good for the youthfulness of the thing. But as you get into maturity and middle-agedom, that type stuff don't float.
Because there's no peace in it. That's the thing about it. You don't have any peace eventually.
It's
like,
too much.
Because you don't never know what that person's gonna do, or even how, like, imagine you're at somewhere, you go somewhere and you see the person you spend time with out with another woman, all hugged up, lovey-dovey, and you can't say nothing because, hey, we not together, because they'll be quick to tell you, yo, we not together.
And we got blood pressure problems, and we can't handle strokes.
Listen, and I would say, you're not my man, so check yourself. And then when they be standing on your porch at 2:00 in the morning, beating on the door, and then but hey, we not together though.
I'm not going that far.
So why you making us leave? But do you understand? That's what I'm saying. That's what.
Why you got 16? Yeah, we got 16 missed phone calls. You got 16 missed phone calls, but you mad I didn't answer my phone? Why are you mad? We're not together. Why are you calling me 16 times if we're not together?
That's crazy.
Yeah. I have seen. Trust me, I have seen.
Now if we together and I got 16 missed phone calls, hey, look. Now go ahead.
I've seen some stuff where some of my friends, they were like, man, they're like, Martin,
what you laughing at?
I'm laughing at Sharita took that hood moment.
No, my husband in there laughing.
It's the whole fist.
That's why I'm glad I'm married.
That's how you used to treat him, Sharita. Is that how you used to treat that man?
No. It's not. It's not. No, I'm not the type to do all that unless I'm used to hearing from you at that moment, and something like I feel like something's wrong. Something's wrong with you, or something's going on, or like if it's inclement weather and I know you're anxious about traffic and you didn't make it to you made it to your destination, but you haven't given me a call. It's like, oh my gosh, did the car break down? That's just like that's the recovering worrywart side of me. You know what I'm saying? Did you get to your destination? Did the car break down? Did you get in an accident? Like, where are you at? That type of thing. But not under normal circumstances. It has to be something kind of like, what the hell's going on? Or if I'm in need, I need to talk to you now, but not on no everyday basis. No.
Welcome, Soul Res.
What's up, Soul Res music?
Soul Res music.
And some situationships aren't sexual.
Right.
But they're very emotional. Like, I mean, I've been in situations where a person is married, you're not married, or even when I was married, and they emotionally stimulate you, like a work husband or something.
That's it, work husband. Let's talk about that situationship. Let's talk about that.
Listen, I had a work husband who was everything, y'all, when I was married.
And listen, I understand it. I know somebody I know that had a work wife and they didn't even know they had a work wife. You laughing now? But yeah,
he used to bring me breakfast. He made sure my hair got done. I mean, he had a whole wife. And I was cool with the wife.
Wait a minute. Pause. Can I ask about the hairdos?
He would help me to get my hair done because he knew my ex-husband wasn't going to come up off no change. So he'd be like, you always be in a good mood when you get your hair done. Go get your hair done. We never slept together. We never even thought about sleeping together. But it was his job to take care of me.
Did he rub? Did they do the subtle back rubs?
Yeah, girl, he would give good little hand massages.
At work, right?
And stuff, and like sometimes I massage him, the little.
I had a work husband like that when I worked at the Postal Service.
Yeah, and you'd be like, oh my God, child. And then
he'll run up on me real quick and be like, you look stressed. Yeah. Let me take this right quick. I'm talking about a full 5 minutes.
What's wrong? You good? You know, you good?
What's wrong with you?
Right?
Your face ain't right. Your face ain't right.
I'll be like, listen, stay over there, child, because I ain't got time for all that, you know, because I don't want your wife thinking something going on between us and it ain't, you know. But that's a situationship.
Absolutely. You know what? That right there, I think, is the most unsaid. Your work-related relationships.
It's a whole situation. Like, what the hell? If your wife found out you rubbing me on my back at work and feeding me sandwiches, what the hell? You know, how's she gonna feel about that?
And so, check this out. So, hold on. The artist, okay, Lena says, when your work hubby gives neck massages and pays for your hair, it's all downhill from there.
But we never did.
Carla kept control of that thing.
See, I'm very good about setting boundaries with folks.
Jose, can I share? No, I'm not saying it in a bad way. Okay, so look, this is, you know how they say, until you get married, you fair game. Somebody said that. Some old pimp talk said that, right? Until you married, you fair game. That's what somebody told me a long time ago, but I never believed in that. So that's because I just don't believe in that. When you mind. So anyway. So anyway, right? Jose had this woman at his job. She's like maybe 15 years his senior, right? Pretty chocolate lady, right? And so, you know, Jose is a very friendly, wonderful man. That's why I married him. And so other people ultimately see those qualities in him as well. So this woman, she, you know, he works in security. So she would actually, this during COVID, she would wipe off his walkie-talkie for him and make sure it was sanitized for him and give him his walkie-talkie. Or like, you know, if he needed relief from his post or something like that, she would be the first on the walkie-talkie to say, I'll come and relieve you from your post or whatever. And there was even a couple of times where there was a situation where he might have needed some assistance and she was the first to offer it. So then after we had gotten engaged, I showed up to the job one day and he had told her the whole time he had a woman. Told her the whole time, like everybody knew. Because even we used to work together, but she didn't know who I was because I worked a different opposite shift from him. Needless to say, I finally showed up one day and it wasn't on some stunt type stuff. I was just really picking him up from work. And he was like, there she is right now. That woman almost caved. Like she almost cried, real tears. Because she really felt like, I don't know, maybe she had a snowball's chance in hell or whatever. I don't know what the situation was. But I said, babe, you was in a true work wife situationship. And he's like, I said, Because he just, you know, he was just really feeling like she was just genuinely being nice to him. And I had to point out the stuff. And he's like, yo, he was really hurt because he really thought the lady was just really genuinely being nice. But, you know, we women, we know better. Sometimes guys, they can't really look past certain things simply because they're looking for the best. Look at Troy. Yep. Because they truly see the best in people.
Right. And that's me. I'm the person who, I'm just a caring individual. So sometimes people take it the wrong way, and I'm a Leo and I'm a flirt. I can't help it. And I flirt without thinking that I'm flirting. You understand what I'm saying? Like,
no, this woman was full blown. She what, about 67 years old? She was full blown. She knew what she was doing. Yeah, she knew what she was doing. Mama knew what she was doing.
Jose! He had a snow leopard over there in pursuit. What?
And see, it wasn't like he was ever keeping it from me. He's like, yeah, we're just gonna call her Julie. Miss Julie gave me some real good tips. Or Miss Julie, Miss Julie went and got Elizabeth's pizza and she brought me a sub too. Oh, okay, cool, that's nice. You know, it was really just like, you know, because people at his job are genuinely that nice. But the vibe on this lady was like, I got your number, chick. Oh, seriously. Boy. But, you know, that's what I'm saying about inadvertent work situations and stuff like that. People got to watch those work situations. I hope we're not hurting our viewers at this point whose spouse might be actually watching this and be like,
But
But
it's something
at
to
the
think
same
about.
time, we're here to empower and inform middle-aged people in areas of life. Self-care, relationships, wellness, and food. So that's what it is at the Middlepage
And if the
Podcast.
work husband doing more than home husband, that's something to think about.
Exactly. You better get on your JOB
Oh
because
boy.
she's. I was trying to make it rhyme. Anyway, it's a good time to segue to our Blast Artist of the Week.
Yes, indeed. Wow, this is a great topic. I'm loving it so far. This, again, is my homeboy, J-Saw. He dropped a new one.
Oh, shoot.
And this is called Happen for a Reason. This happens to be probably one of my favorite joints. Let's check it out.
Cool.
I'm that cold. I walk on water, be freezing. I stay blessed. You think I'm round here, be sneezing. Oh, is that so? You lost everything, man. You dreaming. Yeah, I was flat, broke. Everything got for a reason. I'm that cold. I walk on water, be freezing. I stay blessed. You think I'm round here, be sneezing. Oh, is that so? You lost everything, man. You dreaming. Yeah, I was flat, broke. Everything got for a reason. Escalade. 26s. Sunroof back. Pulling many. VIP. Popping bottles. Charlie's Angels sitting on my lap on full throttle. Big ass house. Gym and pool table. Double doors to the master. Has a Barsy telling fables. I put it on my kids. I really live that life. I've been there, done that, man. Don't need to live that twice. That shit come with a price. That light will blind your sight. From all gold that's inside. Okay, just one more night. The light hit ice, it shines so bright. Raw gold digging to my side. Just one more night and I'll do right. I was addicted to that life. See that type of thing can show me I had insecurities. I had to lose it all to build it back and show I was worthy, G. Now I know my worth. I'm a king, I think accordingly. A man admits his faults. What's your story? I'm that cold. I walk on water, be freezing. I stay blessed. You think I'm round here, be sneezing. Oh, is that so? You lost everything, man. You dreaming. Yeah, I was flat, broke. Everything got for a reason. I'm that cold. I walk on water, be freezing. I stay blessed. You think I'm round here, be sneezing. Oh, is that so? You lost everything, man. You dreaming. Yeah, I was flat, broke. Everything got for a reason. Every day, in the streets, it's a privilege to me to drink that Hennessy. On the west side, chillin' in the jets. Do a few shots with the homie, hop back in the whip. Then I hit the strip, just to floss and shit. Niggas thinking I'm a lick, females thinking I'm a trick. Just like a frugal aggressive man, I ain't with that shit. Niggas jump me at the strip club, yeah, they got my shit. I knocked two of the motherfuckers out before they got my shit. I went up there next weekend by myself just to get my shit. There was nowhere to be found, man, I was mad as shit. I wore my Louis Vuittons with the spikes just to kick a bit. All of this could have been avoided, I was a little humble. I had a girl at home alone. No wonder why that fuck pride had the best of me. No wonder why I always stumble. I was a drunk uncle, lost it all, but look what came from it. I'm that cold. I walk on water and be freezing. I stay blessed. You think I'm round here, be sneezing. Oh, is that so? You lost everything, man. You dreaming. Yeah, I was flat, broke. Everything got for a reason. I'm that cold. I walk on water and be freezing. I stay blessed. You think I'm round here, be sneezing. Oh, is that so? You lost everything, man. You dreaming. Yeah, I was flat, broke. Everything got for a reason.
Yes, indeed. And that is our boy J-Saw with Happen for a Reason. And if you are an up-and-coming artist or even a comedian or spoken word poet that would like some exposure, you can go to blastmusic247.com and register for free. That's right. That's blastmusic247.com, changing the industry one artist at a time.
All right. We're so thankful for Veep and all the wonderful people at Blast Music 24/7. Shouts out to everybody, and we appreciate y'all being on chat tonight. Let's see. I've seen Lena. I've seen Carla, of course, Elliot, and soul res music. So, a couple of other things. Let's talk about the rules of a situationship.
Okay.
A situationship is like the Wild West. And mind you, we're getting our input and we're citing our source tonight, mindbodygreen.com. A situationship is like the Wild West. Everyone's making up their own rules as they go, which can make the dynamic feel unpredictable. As a result of the inconsistency, it can be hard to feel grounded. Of course, you can't feel grounded in something that doesn't have any foundation. It's a situationship, for goodness sake.
Right.
Situationships are temporary situations. Situationships tend to be fleeting in nature unless partners agree to intentionally keep things ambiguous in an ongoing way. Otherwise, they either turn into a relationship or fade out. And a lot of times, from what I've seen, most people get mad or sad or don't want to let go of the person that they're in a situationship with because they are emotionally vested in that thing. In my opinion, there's nothing like, dating, courting, going together, getting engaged, and getting married. I mean, situationships, I really never dug them. Because, I mean, if you think about the music we used to listen to in the 90s, I think all the girl groups, heck, some of the boy groups always talked about creeping around with someone else's guy. Like SWV, or even like Moke and Steph had that song, He's Mine, You Might Have Had Him Once, But I Got Him All the Time. Like, I mean, it was just like ridiculous. And we really fed into that, but it's, at the same time, I wish Carla was here. She would have loved that part. But a lot of times, once you realize the emotional stagnation that occurs in situationships, you can't move beyond whatever that relationship allows you to be in. Fellas?
I think in the instance of that, that's why I use myself as an example. I kind of don't put my feelings or emotions into a person unless it's going to be the person I'm going to see and date. That's when I put all of my best time into that person. I can't put wasted energy into something that is never going to see. Because then you lose value in yourself. You know what I'm saying? When you lose value in yourself, then sometimes you lose respect for yourself. You know what I'm saying? Or others lose respect for you because you put yourself in all the situations. You know what I'm saying? So therefore, that's why we've been on the show for weeks, and the main thing we always talk about is time. Your time is very, very important to how you utilize it. It is from work, play, relationship, whatever you want to call it. It is valuable. And if you give away useless time to something that you feel that then that means you have to self-check yourself.
Hey Carla, real quick. I said so much and so in like 2 minutes. But I was saying, at this age, we really aren't, like you said, geared up for situationship type mentality. Back in the day when we were younger, it seemed like a lot of the girl groups and some of the boy groups were talking about, I guess infidelity in relationships or even situationships, like SWV, all of their songs about creeping. Escape had a couple. Moke and Stuff had the one, He's Mine, You May Have Had Him Once, You Had Him All the Time. So it was like, I guess it is generally a young person's mentality or movement. But when you get to a place where you see that when you're emotionally invested in something or someone and it's not being reciprocated, that hurts.
You're muted, Carla.
Yeah, it definitely does. And I think it, like you said, it's a red flag when somebody is over a certain age and they have no problem with keeping you or wanting you to be in a situationship with them longer than, a little bit, because, it's one thing to have a one night stand and to have a friend with benefits, right? because we all have done that. I think most of us.
Yeah,
have.
absolutely.
But when you start catching feelings for someone, and then they make your feelings not matter, it's like, well, I understand that's how you feel, but that's not how I feel. And if you still want to see me, it's gonna have to be in this type of situation. So then at that point, it becomes a manipulation of a person.
Absolutely. And usually involved with a narcissist at that point. Because someone that really wants you to keep on grooving with them, to say the same way you've been grooving with them and have no regard for your feelings or anything like that, that's borderline narcissistic behavior, in my opinion.
And they do, and it's crazy because they do, but they don't. Because, in my head, some people are like, well, you got it good. You with a guy who don't care that you be with other dudes. But is that a good thing?
No.
Like, do you understand what I'm saying? Like when
because if you do that,
about the guys I'm going out with, and you like, you like that cat? You like, what's up with y'all? Y'all headed somewhere? Like we sitting talking like this, like you the homie.
Like, word, hit me up when y'all done.
And it's like, it's crazy. we had a real wild, crazy relationship, if you want to call it that. And yeah. In the end, like I said, you have to be like, I'm out.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you, the person I was in a situationship with, I told him, I said, it was off and on for like 5 years. I was like, I've given you this amount of time. I said, you want to be with me or not? Because a lot of times I was, I'm real laid back. I'm a real laid back person. But when I want what I want it. And I really just went ahead and said, you gonna go with me or not? You gonna be with me? He's like, not right now. I said, well, guess what? We're done. Cold turkey. Boom. And we were having sex and everything. I promise you, like, we was good morning text, good night text. Where you going? What you doing? Call me when you get back. I done had his mama's grits. I got his mama's grits recipe. You don't play games like that. So, you know what I'm saying? I'm a clown, Carla. I'm telling you, I need to go to comedy school.
There's so much I can say, but I won't say because the odds are they might pop out and watch this, and then I'll be like,
listen. I understand. And see, I'm saying I'm probably saying too much, but you know what? I ain't with them no more. It don't even matter to me. But look, right. So when I said I'm done, I'm talking about cold turkey. They really was like mad, like really, really mad. Like, why are you doing this to me? Unfriended me, didn't want to talk to me. And it was crazy. I'm talking about, I even seen that person at a show. Like you talk about, you go somewhere that the other person be at or whatever. And like, I saw them at a show and I was standing with a group of our mutual friends. And this person really just walked by me like, and typically, we be the one come in together or whatever, because no one knew we was smashing at all. But I'm saying, like, you was acting weird over here. What's wrong with Buddy? I was like, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't even hold water. Your whole expression is just wicked. And that right there, that one day, that one experience let me know that I made the right choice. Right. And then of course, after a 3-year hiatus, I took that 3 years because I tell women all the time. I might be the Steve Harvey of this thing because I've been married more than once. All right. Ain't no shame in my game because at this point in life, everything that I've done is a testimony to help other people. Right. After my hiatus, I had to take some time to make sure, like, what about me was not attracting ain't-ish people. Like Cat Williams said, what about is attracting ain't, you know what I'm saying? Like, right. I had to take a look at myself. Men have to do it too. So at the same time, you got to clean yourself up in order to be like, hey, damn, I'm pretty intolerable. Hey, I really don't love myself enough. I don't have enough self-worth. I don't have enough self-value. And that's why so many of us end out here single. And I'm not pointing at you on purpose, Martin. It's just how my hands is doing right now. But I'm saying, but listen what I'm saying though. Look at Martin. He's vibrant. He's got a lot going on for himself. He's on his way to an award-winning podcast. He done relocated close to his children. His life is very full. You know what I'm saying? Carla, beautiful, ambitious, active, doing everything that she want to do, right? But they're saving themselves and savoring themselves for someone who is worth their time. That's what we have to do. That's what we have to do. That's what we have to do. And that's just what I encourage everyone to do. The situationship episode wasn't necessarily to sit here and gossip and bezoozle about, situationships. It's like I said, to inform and empower. Situationships, I'm not saying you can't have them, but I'm just saying it's a dead end. Does anyone like to expound on that part?
Nah, I would really think you nailed it right there, because, I want to say thank you for, giving that stability, for myself, where I stand and where I'm at in my journey right now. And hopefully my space will get full eventually,
Absolutely. And that was my shameless plug for y'all singleness, so if people watch the podcast, they can be like, where can we find these individuals?
Yeah. It's just that, like, we all older, and, it's just that, I'm getting to know Troy a little bit, Carla, and Sarita, we've been knowing each other for years, so, and it's just that, this journey in life right now, because me personally, because I lost so much.
That part.
I lost my brother in December. So, I look around my section, how am I going to continue to move in life? I don't want to be, something happens where I don't have somebody there to protect me. It's going to be okay. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to be on the dating scene or dating sites or whatever, looking for love, crazy type of deal. You know what I'm saying? I just want somebody to come on and appreciate who I am as a person. Yeah, I have fun. Everybody has fun. Nobody's perfect, but at the end of the day, you can take that input. Two people can take the input, perfect perfection, to make it perfect.
That's good. Carla, you have anything to add? I'm just saying, as far as saying that, hold strong.
I'm telling y'all, it's not, in the end, it's just a waste of time. And you learn things from it. You learn everything from anything you do, right? But you learn about yourself a lot when you allow yourself to be in that type of situation, especially when you go from being a wife and someone who was cherished to just being not cherished.
That's how I felt.
You know what I mean?
I felt I wasn't being cherished. What? That's a good word. That's good.
And I cherish myself. So therefore, you will cherish me or you won't be with me, period. And I'm cool with being by myself because, as you see, I'm always doing something. I stay busy. And I'm running back and forth doing the grandma thing, I stay busy. So for me, I know some people love is like in the forefront of their mind, but for me, it's not so much. And I love, and I'm in love. I even got my I'm going to start back doing my Black Love page again because it may.
I think that would be dope.
But I just, I'm not pressed about being with someone. So I guess eventually, if I get with someone, it will be something real and not a situationship. Definitely, it won't be that again. So,
for sure,
I can understand that. I can definitely say that being in a long-term relationship that didn't work out the way that you wanted to, not getting what you need or want as far as a man's perspective, to now run into a situation could be easy because you may want to receive what you didn't receive prior to. It's the quick fix. It's that feeling appreciated, that instant gratification. And You gotta look beyond that instant gratification, because sure, anybody wants to get that hit real quick and they're good, but even after a while, that hit don't last like it used to. So I get it. Been there, done that. So be choosy, be picky. There's nothing wrong with being picky, because in the long run, you wish you would have been picky.
Ain't that the truth?
I know that's right. This article that we are expounding on, it gives a lot of great tips. It really explores if situationships actually work, and if they don't. But at the end of the day, if you're experiencing a lot of the red flags that we mentioned, your situationship is not going to go anywhere. That person is clearly just in it for the sex or for the companionship or even your energy. A lot of times people will just be around you because you're just a great person and suck the energy or suck the life out of you.
God.
That is one of the things that I think that people don't really understand or embrace. Emotional leeches exist and they're real. Like Carla said, sometimes
your energy and go out and project it onto people like it's their energy.
And then they gotta come back to you. They gotta come back to you to recharge.
Yep. That ain't nothing but a leech.
Don't even know how to go get it for themselves.
I didn't even have a term for that. What do you call that when they come and get all your good energy?
Emotional leeches.
Give it to another woman. You be like, wait a minute, that's my stuff.
That's mine. Emotional leeches.
Crazy. Wow.
The biggest thing for me, I was actually, I want to say, like the situationship thing that I was talking about, that was a long time ago when I was younger. When I was talking about the most recent situationship type thing that I was in was actually the relationship that I was in before I was in this before I was, with Jose. It was actually a situationship where the dude didn't want anyone to know we were together, but didn't want to post on social media, didn't want to go anywhere together. Stuff like that. And I mean, I ain't trying to be funny, but I'm pretty fly. You ain't gonna keep me in the house. I look like this right now, but I dress up. I clean up well. So don't play with me. And I'm just saying, like, you're not gonna sit here and try to make me feel like a duck.
Right.
And it's all the time. Like, man, it wasn't like we were going out on my dime all the time. I mean, on his dime all the time, because I set the standard. Whenever I'm dating, I'm going to take you to Printworks Bistro, and I'm going to pay for my food and my drinks. And I want you to pay for yours, because we're going to go Dutch. So I need you to see how I live. I need you to see I need you to see how I need it. And then the next time you got me, or you can take me where you want to go. If you want to go to the Good Elizabeth's on, was it Groomtown Road, or you want to go to the Elizabeth's on Summit? What you want to do? Whatever. You know what I'm saying? But like, I set the standard so they'll understand my standard, What'd he say?
You ain't fly, nigga, do good.
You ain't fly. But you know what? That's the thing. I'm all right with that. I've been a Duke fan since 90.
Ooh.
I've been dealing with it. I've been dealing with the hate ever since. Look,
okay.
Let me tell you real quick. I be gassing. No, but I tell you real quick. I was in the bank yesterday. I was waiting to be seen by, one of the bankers. You got to log in and stuff now. That's new age stuff. You got to log in and sit down and wait for him to call your number. A legacy. I don't know why they do that like that. But anyway, the man sitting across from me, he was full out with the Carolina gear on, right? But I had on this hoodie, but I had on my Duke official apparel shorts, like the jersey shorts that they wear at the games and stuff. So I was dookied out, right? And he didn't want to speak to me. He didn't want to speak to me. He didn't want to talk to me. But his mother was talking about people who had cancer or something like that. And I try to be vigilant. And I said, yeah, Eric Montrose has cancer. Let's keep him in prayer. And he looked up. He's like, yeah, we will. And then we started talking. It was amazing. But I just say that to say the hate is real.
Yeah, I mean, I'm a Cowboys fan. I get.
Oh, so you get it all the time. You're the nicest, sweetest Cowboy fan I've ever seen. Because most of them Cowboys fans.
Yeah.
Tar Heel graduate with certified situation relationship.
Tar Heel. So first of all, I do. Okay. Then this thing down here that told me he a Commanders fan. I said, not the Commandant.
Not the Commandants.
That's what I call the Commandants. Hey.
Well, some of them call them the Commandos or the Commodores. So
the Commodores.
We get it all, But at the end of the day, we still Washington. No matter
Real
what.
quick, I need to know, since you're a fan, you got to know how y'all came upon that name. Please tell me how y'all came upon that name.
What, the Commander?
Mm-hmm.
Well, technically it's supposed to be the Red Wolves. That's what everybody was going for, the Red Wolves. And apparently, they did this voting, and if they had let the fans vote it, we would have been Red Wolves. Apparently, they picked it because of some kind of military type of deal that's around DC.
I can imagine that.
Why you just went with the general? That would have just been a little bit better. Why you just kept it as Washington football team? I got used to it.
Washington football team was dope to me. That was basic and
I got used to it
because that's all y'all are is a football team.
And now we got Sam Howell as our quarterback, and we changed it to Werewolves. Can you imagine what the marketing would be if we change our name to Werewolves when we get a new owner with Sam Howell? The marketing, the Wolf Pack, the Lions, it would be crazy. But if it happens. But nevertheless, I just, a lot of people hate the Commanders. The name Commanders. They just, hate it. I mean, you find different terminology, how you could use it, for your podcast and all that stuff. I don't use it for my podcast. Mine's called the Washington Commanders, the Aftermath. I don't abbreviate it, I don't make it catchy, whatever it is. It's every game, on Sunday, Monday, whatever, I always have a show called The Aftermath, the Washington Aftermath, and that's how it rolls. So, but when I tell you the intro is fire, the intro is fire. Every intro I have on my shows is fire. Trust me. Everybody be loving it. They log in just for the intro. That's how.
Look at his face.
Yeah.
He's excited. And look, segue into that. Into that. We're over our hour real quick. Plug your show right quick so they know where to go. And then plug your show for Thursday night. Real quick, y'all. Come on.
All right. Well, you can always find me on YouTube, Livewire Sports Entertainment, but I had to redo my channel over, so it's still Livewire Sports Entertainment, but it's LWSNE. You can find me on Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, and you can always find me here Tuesday nights at 9 with the podcast crew. My Washington Commanders Aftermath always on Mondays. I have to do the show. My Miami Hurricane show is moved to Wednesdays. So I haven't did anything. I'm also starting another show on Sundays called Behind the Lines. So
he loves sports.
Yeah, so it's gonna be crazy. So, and I'm supposed to be doing something with another guy on the Atlanta Dream. So we're gonna do a podcast, a live show on the Atlanta Dream for the season. So yeah, it's gonna be pretty good. And
okay.
Plus, also, there's some other stuff, but I'll say that for next week.
Super. And what's up, Carla? With Carla's Concoction.
Well, I have one. Only have one podcast. And it's Crazy Carlos Concoction. I got to get on your level, sir. I only have one podcast. I oftentimes drop into other people's podcasts like this. So, I do that. But I'm Crazy Carlos Concoctions on Blast. On Blast Music. I had my shirt on all day yesterday, too, but I was looking homeless. So I didn't take no pictures in it. But, yes, and I do that. I'm on Instagram.
You got an event coming up too. You got a dinner. Yeah. You got an event coming up and a play, right?
I'm in a play this Saturday in Greensboro called "If It Doesn't Kill You" with Tamika Allen. I am doing a show with Corey Petty, Mr. Bang, Mr. Petty, Corey Jones, April the 8th, and it's like a dinner comedy. Just y'all pray for yourself, because we really gonna cut up, and you know how me and Corey get together, and it's just a whole mess when we get together. So yeah, but y'all should come because it's gonna be fun.
For our listeners who are local, definitely check that out. And if you're not local, it's worth flying in, seriously, because she is a talented lady, and she is definitely dealing with a talented group of people out here in North Carolina. Troy, we know where to find V.
Yes, indeed. I'll be here on Blast always.
Well, tonight we covered situationships, or at least some aspects of it. We talked about the good, the bad, and the ugly. And our consensus, I don't forgot what our name was that quick. What did I call us? The middle-aged what?
It was consensus something.
Yeah, we'll figure it out. See, we don't remember nothing from 1 hour to the next. We just know that we don't think the situationships are good, and you need to save yourself for someone who loves you. All right.
That's it.
No doubt.
All right, man. Anybody else got anything else before we head out?
Nope. We're good.
All right. Definitely check us out next week, next Tuesday, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on the Middlepage Podcast. I'm Sharita C.W. Dela Cruz, and we out.
Good night, everybody.
Good night.